Hello everybody, my name is Gray and this is the finale episode of The North Star. Thank you all for staying with us throughout this year and for your participation in all the segments we've made so far. We still have a couple more to end it off. A segment that has managed to stand the test of the North Star time. We have finally reached the final episode of Teachers Gone Bonkers for this year. Please welcome Ms. Selke and Ms. Likens.
Okay. I am Mrs. Selke. I teach photography.
I am Miss Likens, and I teach geography, world history of the world.
We're definitely business professionals.
We're business professionals.
And not personality hires at all. I'll go first.
Okay. That's fine.
If I want to take photos of light painting, should I have a long or a short shutter speed?
Long.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'll start you with the easy one.
Okay, deal.
This was the Greek god who was the protector of young women. NASA is now using this namesake for a 2025 mission to the moon, which will host the first black woman to ever step foot on the moon.
I'm gonna guess Athena.
No,
you led with an easy one. And
it
that
was
rude.
Artemis. She's the god of the hunt and the protector of young women.
Interesting. Can I borrow your highlighter so I can mark that you got a point?
Yeah, some of us come prepared.
Check.
Do you want to keep it now?
Yeah.
Okay, it's your turn.
Okay. What is a compositional strategy associated with photography or art in general? If photography is like.
Balance.
Yeah, good job.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Here's a sport question. This sport originated in the 1400s close to Edinburgh, Scotland. Today, the sport brings over $100 billion to the U.S.
Is it rugby?
No, it's golf.
Stupid.
It's golf.
Not that golf is stupid.
The Scottish gave us golf.
Really? Not rugby?
Mm-mm. I don't know where rugby comes from. It's not my business. Okay, your turn.
What camera brand was developed as a result of technology developments in World War II? I'll tell you more about it later.
Okay, a Canon is literally called Canon, but there's also Nikon, and I'm gonna go Nikon.
You're right!
Yes!
Yeah!
Okay.
Isn't that cool? I need
That's
that
so
back,
cool.
please.
Grant Wood's famous American Gothic is a painting that depicts a farmer and his daughter in front of a Carpenter Gothic farmhouse. Which state is this farmhouse in? Hint, this is also the largest pig farming state.
That was a dumb hint.
You're
I'll
a
say
dumb
it.
person. Oh, I'm so sorry. On national television!
I'm gonna guess my. I'm gonna guess Pennsylvania. Is
So-
it like Wisconsin?
No,
Or is it
so he
okay.
did mostly Midwestern stuff.
Yeah.
It was Iowa.
Okay. Well, do I do it trivia on Wednesdays?
You're the personality
Do I?
brain.
I am. Yeah. I have lots of good jokes.
You bring up the number of the table for
Yeah,
sure.
that's true. I try.
Your turn.
You saw it, right?
No, I don't know how to read.
No. About how much does a portrait lens cost for a Canon DSLR?
Portrait lens for Canon DSLR.
DSLR.
Not
There
my
you go.
business. 1,000 USD.
Nope. It's about 150.
Oh.
We have the same camera, so that's why I asked you that.
Okay.
Yeah.
No.
That's fair.
Money's fake. Do you want an ancient history question or like
I don't.
do you want
I think it's gonna be about the same, regardless.
Please give me the name of the cartoon or the year that Mickey Mouse was first appeared. So you give me the year.
Steamboat Willie.
Yes!
Yeah.
Yes!
Oh, I know Mickey Mouse. I'm familiar.
Good job!
I try. Is photography real fine art?
Yeah. Why would someone say no?
I don't know.
It was just a question. Yeah.
The answer is yes, and I'll fight anybody who says different.
You tell them.
Yeah.
It's a real art, and it's just as challenging as any other art form.
Yeah.
It
I
only
agree.
recently got listed formally as fine art. Just a fun fact.
As both people with
I just thought-
ceramics degrees,
I just thought it was interesting.
yeah, ceramics is often seen as a craft. Instead of a fine art, which is dumb. This was a prominent civil rights leader who called for black unity in the African American community. He was a minister and a father. He was born in Omaha, Nebraska, and was later assassinated in Harlem. He is often known by his slogan, "By any means necessary."
Is it Malcolm X?
Yes, very good, excellent.
Nice. I almost marked yes on my paper. I got some.
Excellent. Do I win?
Yeah. You win.
This is gonna be so bad for
Make it
my
happen.
ego.
Ah! You look so pretty.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Oh my god, really?
Sorry, I did that on national television.
No, I liked it.
It looked funny, and I was like, Lauren wouldn't want her hair to look bad on TV.
No.
This year boasts several female seniors who have broken long-standing records in various sports. Some of them have even broken records set by their coaches. Let's give these amazing athletes some press.
Breaking some of the records initially was very surprising. I didn't expect it so early, I guess. So it was really exciting just to see that I could do that.
It was like a relief kind of because it was our last game and I had like just gotten it and I was really hoping I'd get it before the season ended. So I was super happy and I think my teammates were super happy for me, which was exciting.
When I beat those records, the records were actually my current coach's. She held them before I broke them. So yeah, it was really neat for her to be there to kind of share that moment with me. It was super special and pretty fun, so yeah.
And I think the biggest thing that I had just told myself was to go out there and have fun. Gymnastics is so stressful and everything's about perfection and just being your absolute best, which absolutely I was trying my best to do.
I'd say my role model in swim would probably be my high school swim coach, Kylie Jarrett, the coach this year that had the record, and she went to play at Ball State. So
I've always had good coaches. I've always looked up to my coaches. My coach that passed away, I looked up to him a lot.
Gymnastics is definitely a hard sport. It takes forever to get skills and you can definitely get down on yourself, whether that is mentally or physically, because gymnastics has a lot of mental confidence that goes along with it because you have to throw skills.
I think preparation is probably the one thing I've thought of throughout my whole high school career is you have to be the most prepared for every meet, every practice, and preparation kind of drives confidence, I think.
I think I'd say just to keep working hard. It can be really hard mentally just to keep pushing hard.
I would say just take it in. I would say just slow down. It's not the end of the world. You don't have to put so much pressure on yourself.
To not give up and just continue to work hard and it'll all pay off in the end and just do as much as you can now.
You've got to believe in yourself. There are going to be people that believe in you, but you can't count on them to believe on you. You've got to believe in yourself more than anything, and just do what makes you happy.
And I would say that I would just tell somebody that is getting discouraged that you just have to keep trying. No matter how hard it is, you just have to keep going and realize that it's not always going to be perfect. It's going to take work. And you just have to believe in yourself, because if you believe in yourself, you really can get very far and achieve so many things.
This year was certainly one to remember, which is why we have an entire class dedicated to remembering it in physical form. That's right, it's time to order your 2023 to 24 yearbooks. You can buy them at yearbookforever.com. That's right, yearbookforever.com on the World Wide Web. Or, alternatively, you can bring $65 in cash or on a check to Dr. Cockrum in room 709. Now, we will be delivering these yearbooks in early May this year, so we will not have many, if any, yearbooks left on the last day of school. So take action now.
What website?
I'm really glad you asked me that, public. Yearbookforever.com to order your 2023 to 2024 Bloomington High School North yearbook.
Cougar, what are you doing here? School's still going on. That's not true. We still have finals. You know, the test that usually determines whether we pass or fail. Until then, school is very much going on. Don't worry, you still have until May 16th and 17th to cram as much info in your brain as you want. Also, the 20th and 21st. Well, you have a lot of studying to do. Bye. I can relax.
You might know Mr. Browdy and Mr. Henry as some of the brilliant teachers inhabiting this school. But maybe they're more than just that. Let's find out.
I'm Benji Browdy, science teacher, and this is year 5 at North. So what inspired me to be a science teacher? I really liked science, specifically biology. In high school I took regular biology. We had a genetics class, which was pretty cool. I took zoology in high school, which I also thought we were pretty lucky to have, and then AP Bio. And between all of those, I was like, all right, I'll be a biology major. I had been teaching high school drumline for a few years, and my mom had been a teacher forever. So I was like, well, I know I like teaching because I've taught high school drumline for a few years, and I know I really like science. I wonder if I could do both. What kind of student was I in high school? I was the has to happen always kind of kid. I don't love that I was that way. I think it was a little obnoxious to an extent. But I think I was a pretty good student. But I was doing everything. I was taking all the AP classes. I was in jazz band, marching band, indoor drumline, playing lacrosse. So I was that kid. What have I done with drums? I've done a bunch. I switched to drums in high school, and I did indoor drumline and marching band. When I got to IU, I did 5 years actually of marching band. I did a year of grad school as well. So I was in the drumline there. In the summers when I was in college, I did something called drum corps or DCI, which is like professional marching band. Would do indoor competitive drumline on the weekends in the winter. And then once I stopped doing all of those because I got too old, I have since been teaching all of those. Taught the IU drumline and ran that for a few years. Teach a group, like a drum corps based out of Sacramento, California right now. Currently on the weekends I teach a group in Dayton, Ohio, and then I also play with the Indianapolis Colts drumline. The Colts gig in particular is cool because it's mostly everyone in it is kind of too old to do anything else, which sounds a little depressing, but mostly it's like everyone in it either runs some program in Indiana. Just kind of a mix of Indiana, like percussion directors, and so everyone is like expected to be at a pretty high level. And so for that, you mostly show up, you're expected to have everything playable from the get-go, and then we just kind of play. Whereas at Indiana, it was a lot of, hey, here's this, it's the first time you're seeing it, let's go through this together now. So there's a lot more of like active learning in the college part of it. As far as, so if I still get nervous, when I was in a more like competitive setting, that was more like, okay, how am I gonna do, like, am I gonna mess anything up? And because the Colts drumline thing isn't competitive and it's more just kind of entertainment based, I'm more worried about someone else messing up or just like logistical things going wrong. So we'll play with an in-ear a lot. So often what we hear coming from the speakers on the field at Lucas Oil is getting to us at a different time than it's getting to everyone else. And so if we play with what we hear, the physics of sound are like, it's not going to be synced up. So we'll play with a track that's in our like in-ear monitors, but very often things go wrong with the in-ears. And so most of the time when I'm nervous before a performance for Colts, it's just like, I really hope the track works. So in terms of photography, my dad was a photographer, and after he passed away, there was just a lot of gear available. It was something he was super passionate about, and I had always been kind of interested. I got pretty lucky just because I do so much drumline stuff. I was like, anyone care if I just bring my camera and try to take photos? It was kind of a win-win. Yeah, I would say the main thing I take photos of at this point right now is drumline. It kind of changes depending on the season of my life, I guess. So like over the summer, it's a lot more travel oriented. I think the thing I like taking photos of the most is like national parks and lakes and mountains and trees and stuff. And anywhere in between, photos of cats. It's my favorite thing in the world. Love cats. There's not a whole lot to me. Band, cameras, and cats, and that's my whole life.
Prior to college, I grew up in Pennsylvania, just outside of Pittsburgh. And when I was a sophomore in high school, my family relocated here to Bloomington. So I attended Bloomington High School North for 3 years. After high school, I majored in biomedical engineering at Purdue for 2 years. And then I transferred back to IU and got my degree in biology. And it was during my time at IU that I decided I definitely wanted to teach, and so I got my certification to teach to go along with my degree in biology. I started teaching when I was an undergrad in college. I taught some biology classes at IU, and then as soon as I started my teaching career, I was at Brown County High School for 10 years, and then 2 years at Eastern Green High School, which are both kind of rural high schools around Bloomington. And that definitely shaped what I was looking for in a place to teach. Because I had really enjoyed my high school experience here at North, I always was trying to bring more diversity and just more interest to those rural schools, which was difficult to do. So I was happy when I got the opportunity to come back to North. What made me want to become a biology teacher is my curiosity when it comes to the living world. I find living things fascinating, and I love being surrounded by nature. I'm also very interested in medicine and pharmaceuticals and bioengineering and things like that. So trying to stimulate students to be curious about those sorts of things is kind of what drives me. And I think that the reason I wanted to become a teacher here at North was because we have fantastic students from all over the world. We have highly motivated students with the university nearby, and we have a lot of biology opportunities here in Bloomington with a number of biotech firms that are located locally. My favorite area of biology is probably evolutionary psychology, which is really how modern human behavior is affected by our ancestry and what primitive humans would have done. And so you can explain away a lot of modern human behavior based on what our ancestors had to do in order to survive and reproduce. What makes my approach different is probably the fact that I recognize that I think education has two components to it. There's a learning component and there's an entertainment component. And so I really try to make my classroom an inviting place, something that students look forward to. And I really emphasize the importance of that students know I care about them and that we have a relationship that goes beyond what their grade on a test or a quiz might be. I think the thing that I most want students to get from my class is a curiosity that allows them to ask questions that they can then pursue the answers to. I want them to gain critical thinking skills, the ability to solve real life problems using the information they've gained in my class and the skills that they've practiced in my class. And I want them to be able to go off into the world and be successful because they've had to solve difficult problems and they understand the living world a little more because they took my biology class. Trying to encourage student engagement has become more difficult over my 20 years of teaching, mostly because of electronics and telephones, and the fact that students have so many opportunities to disengage. So in my class, what I try to do is make it as interesting and interactive as possible, giving students the opportunity to have personal relationships in my class, interact with me, keep it lively, keep it engaging with different activities. and really try to have as minimal downtime as you can so that students don't look for those distractions. The most rewarding moments of my career are usually when I am able to see what students go on to do in the future. I've had many students over the years become physicians, researchers, and just go on and be successful in life. And sometimes you get to hear little, anecdotes of memories that they had or things that stuck with them from my class. I'll say every year graduation is always a kind of a rewarding time. You see kids moving on to the next step in life, and some of them had a harder time getting there than others. And when you've helped them overcome something, that's a rewarding experience. Things that students don't know about me. I think anybody who's taken my class realizes that I'm a pretty open book and I'm willing to share a lot about myself personally. I think that something that students don't know that much about me is probably just the wide variety of things I'm interested in, whether it be music, art, being out in nature, looking for activities that I find to be self-fulfilling and self-actualizing. It's why I try to make friends across the departments at school here, because I find lots of other aspects of life interesting just beyond science. Oh, by far my favorite part about North is the diversity that we have. It's something that can't really be replicated anywhere else, especially here in Indiana. Getting the opportunity to be in a confined space with all of these people from all over the world and making it work every day. The fact that we're able to be here and get along and discuss real world topics in an environment where you have all of these different viewpoints engaging is something that you probably won't ever experience outside of here. And that's one thing I try to emphasize to students is even when you go to college, you're not forced to interact with as many varied individuals as you are here at North. And it's easy to take that for granted and not see it as a benefit on the day-to-day, but there really is nothing like it. To be able to tap into all of those different cultures and learn about people's experiences. Definitely something that I think is underappreciated, but it is something that stuck with me from the time I was a kid and really made me want to come back here as a teacher because of it.
Each month, we've had you submit your pets and vote on which one is the cutest. Now, we're going head to head, winner to winner, to choose an ultimate champion. This is Pet of the Year. From September to April, we've shown you the cutest pets, well, at least most of them were about pets, of each month, and we had so many adorable winners. To finish up our series for this school year, we asked the council to decide on a school-wide winner out of all of the winners from Pet of the Month. September brought us Walter, October brought us both Dulce and Maya, December brought us Apollo, February gave us Snuggles, March gave us Ash, and April came with a surprise parking lot cat. The council's votes came in, and we have a winner. Everybody please, give it up for your Pet of the Year, Maya the Lobster Dog. That's right, folks, this unique, ultra-rare hybrid animal has stolen the hearts of the Eldritch Chancellors and has become your champion. Congratulations to Maya and all of the other contestants, and thank you all so much for watching Pet of the Month this year. Bye! And with that, the final episode comes to an end. We'll be back next year with more original segments for you all here at North. But until then, have a great summer, and remember, it's great to be a cougar.
Rah!
Yeah!